if you look at sort of Copenhagen in Denmark, Oslo, Stockholm, their light sort of varies, but the further north you start moving up, that's when you start having the 6 months of darkness and 6 months of light. In fact, there's some parts right on the top there, they have like 10 months of light, just 10 months of sun, and then they have sort of, then it switches and they have like 2 months of darkness.
Is the period...
Just the way the Earth is spins.
Is the period for the northern lights finished now, or can you still see it?
No, they're kind of coming to an end now.
Okay.
But yeah, so the best is probably around September, October, November, December. So it's fading, because as the best time to do is really look at in the winter, when the winter solstice comes up. Yeah. But yeah, Northern Lights, yeah, that's an incredible thing to look at.
So I'm the only one who's showing solidarity with you here.
Yes, absolutely, with the snow. Thank you. All right, everyone's coming in.
Right.
Are you available on WhatsApp, Craig?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Okay. I'm just off to a meeting after this, and then I'm flying to Stockholm.
What time?
Only flying at 3 o'clock this afternoon, 4 o'clock your time.
Okay. See if I can message you, but after
Perfect.
I've got a meeting at around. I've got a meeting at 1 to 2, so maybe after 2 I'll
All right,
message
perfect.
you. Okay.
100%. Don't see helper. Was he connecting?
Yeah, I was just activating that. People are still coming through. You there, Craig?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right, yeah.
See, helpers is coming, yeah.
Hello?
Dr. Zoo.
Dr. Zoo.
Dr. Zeus.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hi.
can you hear you?
You can't see you, Helper. Your lighting is a bit...
Miranda, I think your helpers still coming through. Maybe just allow another minute to let people through.
Yeah, I think he is going to rejoin.
Hi, Shirley. Okay. Okay. Brenda, I think he's obviously struggling to come through.
He's still struggling.
Should well, Helper was going to be the host,
Yeah.
and I guess introduce me. I wonder if we should just kickstart, and I guess I'll introduce myself and wait for Helper to come through. But yeah, we get
Wait a
into
little
5 minutes.
bit. I think few more minutes, Craig.
Okay.
Yeah, we're sitting at 49 now. People
Okay.
are, yeah. Let's give it 2 more minutes.
I see a lot of familiar faces. Sipo, Emily. There's Helper coming through now. And it looks like he's on the Caribbean beach.
No, yeah, he
That's his
moved.
excuse. He's hanging out on the beach. I think you need to unmute. Can you unmute him?
Hello.
Yeah,
Helper.
we can.
Hi. I'm trying to improvise here with power cuts, so it's a bit tricky for me.
No, we all thought you looks like you're sitting on the beach.
I'm trying to look to find where I can find network. So it's like, don't be surprised when I move. I'm moving from one room to the other.
So, are you load shedding?
No, it's like a fault.
Oh, okay.
So I may kill my video just to get better bandwidth.
Maybe you can
Okay.
carry on, Craig.
Sorry,
It's
Miranda.
Helper. I think Helper can do the introduction. It's 5 past now.
Okay. Go for it, Helper.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me loud and clear, Craig?
Perfect.
Oh, right. I just want to really welcome everyone to the second installment of our masterclass. Last week we focused on sales, and today we are focusing on marketing. So it's always exciting, and thank you for the feedback. Some people from my incubator have been really sharing the feedback with me, and it's been amazing. So thank you for that. Without really taking much time, I will hand over to Craig. I think you know him. You have already listened to him last week. For those who are joining us for the first time, Craig Drysdale is well experienced in the tourism sector and is going to share his wealth of experience in the tourism, now counting up to close to 3 decades. He will be sharing some marketing elements on how to drive the marketing activities of our businesses. Over to you, Craig, and really looking forward to this.
Okay, thank you, Helper. I appreciate that. Like I said, it's always strange doing an introduction when I already know lots of the people. So just from my side, thank you. And interesting, so I'm actually coming to you live from Oslo. So I'm in Norway at the moment. Miranda was saying most people having 30, 35 degrees in Durban around South Africa. At the moment outside here, it's 4 degrees. So very, very cold and snowing. And then from here, I'm going on to Stockholm. We'll see some customers, and then of course next week Tuesday flying back to South Africa. So it's so wonderful that I can sit halfway across the world in a bitter cold place and actually still do these sessions for everybody. So yeah, it's amazing how Zoom and what technology can do for us, and how it can bring people and communities together. So, but thanks, Helper, for the introduction. So a couple of weeks ago, of course, we did the sales skills, and it was kind of a masterclass in sales skills, but really focusing on tourism. And I said to you that was really a first part. And the second part this week, we'll do what we call mastering marketing essentials. Miranda, you can see the slides?
Yes, okay.
Okay. So if you remember 2 weeks ago, obviously we were just focused on sort of tips and things that we can do in sales. And once again, I just want to reiterate, I always say, what's the difference in sales and marketing? And, the short answer is the driver and the car. The driver is the salesperson who drives the sales. And the car is the marketing that gets you there. And so today we're going to look at having all the sales set skills, but then how do we use marketing to actually get our message or our product or service across to customers? So the key thing is, what is marketing, and why is marketing so important tourism and for our enterprises. And I think it's, it goes without saying, this is for all kinds of businesses. Marketing is an essential ingredient of getting across. And just some definition. So this really, any enterprise, the marketing function plays a pivotal role in the success of any business. Without marketing, your business will go nowhere. The unique important role of marketing is providing the bridge gap between potential customers, so these are customers you're looking for, their needs and products or service that your enterprise has to offer. So it's a needs basis. You have a certain product or a certain service that you offer. You have a customer, which is the recipient on the other side, that wants those products and services, and hence how marketing is that gap or that bridge between yourself and the customers forming their relationship and taking from there. And marketing makes sure that happens. The importance of marketing for your business is that it makes the customers aware of your products, as I said, or your services. It engages them and helps them make a buying decision. So your role is quite simply to get that marketing message across to your customer to say, hey, this is my product, this is my service, they want it, you engage, and you make the sale, and you produce the goods or you provide the service. And this all comes, and I'm sure that Helper, Tut and Andre working with you guys will really, your marketing really becomes part of your marketing plan or your business plan or an operations plan. So you have a sales plan, a marketing plan, ops plan, but this all forms and creates the ethos of your business going forward. And this hopefully helps in maintaining demand, relevance of your business, make sure that your reputation of your business is there, you understand competition, and what uniquely makes you different to your competitors. Because in any space, not just tourism, but any business space, there's always going to be competitors. And the key thing that marketing does is, how am I uniquely different to my competitor? Do I have a unique product, a unique service? And a lot of us have the same, very similar services, but what makes our business different to others is what marketing will do. And then I've just put this slide in destination marketing, and that, so as a business, particularly in tourism, we market our products, we market our services to our customers, and I'll talk about the different types of customers now. But obviously we have what we call destination marketing, and that is organizations like South African Tourism, that their job and their sole job and mandate is to market South Africa as a destination. Destination market brings operators in certain destinations together, promotes local attractions, attracts customers. And I always say, in businesses, if you belong to a local organization, be it a local tourism body, let's say Gauteng Tourism, KZN Tourism, Westgrow, SA Tourism, always make sure that your business is aligned to them. Introduce yourself, send your products and services to those local associations, because while you're marketing your business, they take on your products and services, whatever you market, your collateral, and they will further promote it, and it'll add more value to your business going forward. Remember, they sit with the budget, so if you can get your products and services onto their platforms or their websites, like SA Tourism has an incredible website. If you ever have an opportunity, go look at the South African Tourism website, go look at the offers they have in there. You'll be quite surprised how many tour operators, travel agencies promoting South Africa sits on that website. Their website gets a lot of traction. So if you really want to market your business, use that platform, and it doesn't cost you anything. And in fact, you're using their money to promote your business. So very, very important. I've put this slide up because, and I think this is probably the next 2-3 slides is the most important thing that I think within tourism that you've got to understand when it comes to marketing your business. And that is really the two channels. And you need to ask yourself in a business. And the first thing I always say when I consult with companies and try and assist companies in building their brand, I always say to them, what are you, B2B or B2C? And you'll be quite surprised how many people don't know. Some companies are obviously B2B, some are B2C, some are a little bit of both. But fundamentally, depending on what channel you're operating in, your marketing principles will be different, totally different. So you've got to be very, very certain what channel do you work in. And B2B fundamentally is a business to business. So your business works with tour operators, travel agents, or corporate companies, or incentive houses. That's typically you dealing with another company, selling your product or service. You're not dealing directly or invoicing or collecting monies from the end consumer. You're raising your invoice to those companies. they're paying you. They deal with the end consumer. And then on the other side, you have your B2C, which is business consumer. That's where you as an operator, a company, or if you have accommodation, you're dealing directly with consumers, where you're talking to consumers, you're invoicing consumers, collecting the monies, and delivering a service. And then you have some companies who work in both pools. They work directly with corporate companies or tour operators or travel agencies, and they work with consumers directly. And so those two are allowed, but they're two fundamentally different things that you've got to look at. I put this slide up, which is a typical tourism distribution channels, because we're all in the tourism sector, or fundamentally in the core of it, or connected to it, either by a service or something we offer. And there you can see typically a B2B business is a DMC or a tour operator, or even a travel agency that works with an overseas operator or a local tour operator. Those overseas local operators tend to work with retail agencies like travel agents, and those travel agents work with the consumer, the person in the street. And you can see that is the distribution channel. Very important to understand that channel. And then the other side, if you look at B2C, you as a DMC tour operator, or even a travel agency, like I say, you deal directly with the consumer. So those two channels are very, very important, that once you're going to get involved in marketing, that you understand what marketing and which channels you're operating in. I've just done a little toolkit, and after the session, of course, we'll allow for questions now, but after the session, I will send these slides to everybody. So everybody's got these slides of the presentation, and you can go through it in your time on that. But I put together quite a nice little marketing toolkit guide, and that is really looking at your distribution. So if you look at if you're in the B2B business, it's all about your salesperson, the right company contacts, contracts, your product. So there we've got B2B sales marketing. So this is the little toolkit. If you're in the B2B, in your business, fundamentally, you're going to have a salesperson, or maybe you the salesperson. Your job, of course, is to connect with the right companies, right tour operators, be it local or overseas, have the right products or services in place, and then you would then typically deal, and I've just put some companies here, you would typically deal with local companies or international companies like Virgin, TUI, Director, Titan. I've just given some examples. So that's really the B2B space. In the consumer side, now completely different. You don't deal with companies, as I said. You're dealing directly with consumers. So how do you get to them? Anyway, go through to them. Of course, once again, salespeople, product, but this time you would use your website. Your website will be a vehicle to drive. You'll have a very robust website, which drives your services, drives your products, and your traffic. There you can use what they call AdWords. That is where you pay per page or pay a word on Google. It becomes very costly, but that is something you can do. But then there's platforms that you can use for free, social media platforms that you connect. Advertise your products and services through Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, WhatsApp for business, and those are the spaces that you would play in if you're trying to attract direct consumers. So you want to go to the man in the street and say, look at my product, look at my services, this is what I can offer you, and this is my rate. And they, in essence, will contact you directly, and so you will trade between yourself and them, and that really would be the business to consumer environment. And as I was saying, the B2B environment, social media is not really important. Social media, because who you're trying to attract, social media, its sole purpose was designed to talk to people directly, not companies. Maybe LinkedIn is maybe one thing I'd actually put on the left-hand side. LinkedIn is something you could actually advertise your company on LinkedIn, talking to other companies. And so that's probably the only social media platform in the B2 environment that I would use to promote my company from company to company. But in essence, there you would literally talk to companies directly from one company to the next company. And then in the consumer environment, of course, using social media platforms, word to mouth. In your community or in your area, if you're promoting something, hand out pamphlets. So it's very much your what we would call your sort of word print and using digital marketing. And of course, as we know, we're now living in an age where digital marketing, artificial intelligence is becoming part and parcel of how we market products across there. So using, like I say, using platforms, particularly like TikTok, that seems to be rising star at the moment, do a 30-second video or 20-second video. Hey, this is Craig. I'm now, on a Durban city tour. We provide Durban city tours. We do transfers. We do day tours. Put it out on your LinkedIn. Put it out on your TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Get people to know your brand directly if you're playing their direct consumer space. And like I say, if you're only in the B2B space, then that you would put all your material, your products, typically through an email, on a one-on-one contact with a company that's taken your business and promoting it, or taking your service and promoting it to their distribution channel. So like I say, these distribution channels are very critical, particularly in tourism. Like I say, fundamentally, a lot of people start the entrepreneurial venture or they startup businesses, and they put a lot of money and time, but sometimes they put it in the wrong channel, and that fundamentally can be the difference between a successful company and not a successful company. And what I've done for the next slide, just to really show you that when you're going through the marketing efforts, if you're approaching customers, in particular in the B2B world, like I say, B2C is a different thing, but just to focus on B2B, if you're approaching travel agents, tour operators, and both local and international, I put some slides together at a company I'm involved in called Inspiration Travel and Tours, and maybe want to share with you the slides that we use when we are trying to attract customers to come and use our company, our businesses, our products and our services going through. So I wanted to run through the slide, and like I said, we'll share this with you. So typically, if you've got an audience, and this can be one-on-one, can be an audience. Many a times I stand up in audiences with travel agencies, like for argument's sake, I'm in Oslo at the moment. So this afternoon, I will sit with about 20 travel agencies, and my job is to promote Inspiration Travel and Tours and tell them who we are and what we do. And hopefully by promoting, now remember, we play in the B2B space, hopefully they enjoy our company or what we got to offer, and hence we will start doing business. They will work with their travel agencies, their agencies will work with consumers, either through their social media campaign or word to word or word to mouth or directly, and we'll put packages together, and from that result, tourists from Norway will come to South Africa and we will handle them from there. So typically always, and I'll share these slides, like I say, and I'm sure Andre, Tatia, and Helper, they've got a template that you guys could use. And, there's an old saying, PowerPoint is gold. It's old. It's not. PowerPoint, or if you're doing media things, is not. People still want visuals. They still want to see what your business is about. But there's some key elements that you've got to touch on in your PowerPoint. I always say PowerPoint, there's always a rule 30-20-10, so that you'll always use 30 font, 20 minutes, 10 slides. You don't want to lose people, but in those 10 slides, the fundamental, and here are the triggers I want to share with you in marketing that people want to hear, want to see, and from that will make their decision going forward. You can always start your presentation. I'm not going to do a video now, but it'll be always great. You can start, if you're particularly selling South Africa, always start with a nice video on South Africa, something cool about South Africa, really get them interested in the destination. Remember, fundamentally, your first protocol is sell the destination. Then your second protocol is sell the product in the destination. Then your third and last protocol is we are the company that both can do destination and products and bring it through to you. But always start with a nice video, and this is a great video. I won't play the video now because it's a South African tourism video, but we'll send it through to you. You can have a look at it. Then your first thing is who we are. Always tell the audience or company you're dealing with, who is your company? They want to know, how long has your company been around? What do you guys actually do? Put that in one slide, just a quick snapshot. We're a company, we've been around for almost 40 years. We have an inbound, outbound division. We sell this, we sell this. Our company headquarters are in Durban, representation offices in Joburg, Cape Town. We have supplier partners, or we have connections in Zimza and Bots, and we have representation companies in Germany, UK, and Scandinavia, as example. Quick snapshot, one page. That gives the audience an understanding who you are. Your years of service are also very important because it just fundamentally will also show. If you're a startup business, put it there that we're a startup business. However, I've been involved in industry for 5-10 years. If it's you personally, put that in there. It's a startup business. I've just started in the last year or 2 years. However, I've been in the business for the last 5-10 years. or I've been associated to the tourism industry in South Africa for the last 5, 10 years. Very important to put that because that shows credibility going forward. Then always to share your mission and vision statements, or, you know, what is your values of your business? Our mission is to do this, our vision is to do that. People want to know that mission and visions are not old. People still want to understand that there is, what is the company's mission? What is their vision? Where do they want to go through? So share that as in one slide. Then share your associations. If you belong to a local tourism association, or you belong to a regional, or you belong to SATSA, ASATA, share those associations. Show them that we're not only a business that's been around for 40 years, but we're also a business that belongs to these credible associations. That gives your business and you incredible credibility. To become members of SATSA or these associations, there's certain compliance needs that you need, financials, and I'm sure Andre, Tatia, and Helper, who you're working with individually, will talk to the importance of compliance, making sure that your business is aligned with SARS, is registered, and has all the fundamental stuff in place. These associations will obviously check on that, and through that you become members, and of course you get credibility. Talk about anything you're involved in. So this particular company I'm involved in looks after cruise ships, Worlding. Show them brands. So here's the cool thing. So if you're a company and you've worked with, let's say, Sharks or Kaiser Chiefs or Morocco Swallow, I don't know who's the most popular. I think Kaiser Chiefs are the most popular at the moment. And you work with them. So listen, guys, I do transfers for you. I do work for you. Any brands, would you mind if I used your logo as part of my presentation, part of my marketing pitch to customers? And most people wouldn't have an issue with it because you are associated with them. So go through and say, in South Africa, we do transfers, we do accommodation for Kaiser Chiefs, for Vodacom, for MTN. Use brands. It's called leveraging of brands. Because all of a sudden the audience is back and goes, all right, this company's been around 40 years. Person knows what we're talking about. They belong to associations, so there's credibility. Oh, wow. And they work with companies like Vodacom, Kaiser Chiefs, the Sharks, the Storm. Whatever your brand is, do that. If you're doing work for Southern Sun or you're doing work for City Lodge, talk to them, but always have a chat to those brands if you can use their collateral or their logo on your presentation and pitch and they're going forward. That just shows incredible. And it gives the audience, the B2B audience, particularly the local wholesalers or international wholesalers, the sense of relief or the sense of, hold on, I'm dealing with a company that's really involved in tourism, understands tourism. And if any events you've been involved in, sports events, be it rugby, cricket, running, conferences, anything. And believe me, if you look back in your business and you look at things, I know there's a lot of people in the audience that have done some wonderful incentives, have done small conferences, if it's government conferences, schools, like I say, sports, involved in Meetings Africa or Indaba. Put the brand down, show the brand that these are brands that you've been involved in from a business point of view. Once again, it just shows incredible credibility. And then have a slide that shows your products and services. So, all right, you know we've been in the business 40 years, we belong to these associations, we've worked with some nice top brands. It gives your audience a sense of comfort that we're dealing with a company that knows what's happening, a company that we can send our people. You must remember, these operators overseas, they're sending people from a very far away to South Africa. The big thing they want to know is that the operator working on the ground will look after our guys, will make sure that accommodation, transfer, activities, meals, dinners, tour guides are all sorted. They need that sense of comfort. This slide is really where you kind of what we call a show and tell. This is what we do. This is what we can do for you as a business. We do meet and greets, self-drives, car rentals, safari experiences, golfing packages, safari weddings and honeymoons, day tours. We can even do domestic and retail ticketing. So now all of a sudden you start flexing your muscle, showing them what you can do. And your business may be accommodation. Show them pictures of your accommodation after this. Tell them what your accommodation is. If you're in airport transfers or charter services, show the vehicles. Show, this is where you show your muscle. Actually show your what they call it, show your metal of what you can actually do going forward. So a very important slide. And then social impact. I can't tell you, I've been now in the Nordics for the last few days, and particularly in the Nordics, but this is happening all around the Nordics, Germany, Netherlands, even in South Africa. Social impact is becoming such a big, big thing. If you're involved in communities or in projects, what tourists want to see nowadays is that I'm dealing with a company that, besides a company there to make a profit or a company wants to make money, is there a social side to the business? And I always say, what we take out of tourism, we must put back. And people, and particularly consumers today. And consumers are becoming very conscious. They're becoming conscious of 3 pillars: people and communities, wildlife. When I say people, the protection and looking after people and communities, and heritages, wildlife, are we looking after our wildlife? And then the environment, are we looking at environment? And as a tourism business, I implore you, you don't need to do all 3. You can just choose one particular project. But part of your marketing material, show your audience that as a company, we're not just a company for profit and gain, but we're also a company with heart. That in our community, in our region, in our country, we support Project Rhino, saving the rhinos, or we look after, or we do, we work closely with Food and Trees for Africa. This is planting of trees and vegetable garden. World Vision is people community-based projects. Some we put it in, and you'll be quite surprised. A lot of companies, particularly the overseas operators, their guests want to know, when we go on holiday, we want to go on holiday, and everybody's entitled to holiday. But is a portion of our money or something gained towards these good causes? And what Inspiration Travel Tours, as an example, we charge $10, I think $10, 10 euros, 10 pounds per person, and that money goes to these 3 projects. We don't even do an administration. Whatever monies we get in, we pass to these 3 projects, they do the project. And guests and your end consumer is very happy to pay 10, 15 pounds for the trip to go towards causes. And so when you do your invoice, and you can have a sustainability or your project, and you can build them. Companies here, particularly around Europe and the USA, and more, and even in local South Africa, are very happy to be part of some community, some wildlife, some environmental project. So like I say to you, it's part of your marketing, very important. Build something in that has a social element to it. More and more companies. I've been traveling, like I said, the last few days here. And the second question they want to know is, what social impact as a business is ITT doing in the tourism environment, or in people's lives, or to the environment in South Africa or Southern Africa? So they're very, very important. Then you can also put a slide. Cool thing is meet the team. So now they know the company, how long it is, it's been there, it's this, that. Now they want to start seeing faces. Show the faces. Oh, by the way, these are teams. This is who we are. There I am. You can see all in orange. People want to see the faces. They want to see who they're working. Who's your core team? You don't have to show the whole business, but who's the core team? And you could say, well, it's in Europe, but you can say, yeah, and and what we're going to do is we're going to allocate you on. So Candice ready. Candice is going to be your dedicated consultant, and she's going to work very closely with you. People want to see faces. They relate to that. So very important. Put your face, put your supplier's face. If you're working with a particular supplier, a transfer, put them in there. People want to see faces. And then your last couple of slides. Now you've told everybody your market. These are all your marketing things that you push through. Why should you book? And fundamentally, the question always comes at the end is, what makes you uniquely different? Why should we book you instead of the other operator? And so take your slides, go through and say, well, we've got a proud history of 40 years. We're a member of this. We operate here. We have offices here. We've got strong partners. Go through all your 10 points or 5 points or whatever you can that makes you uniquely different to your opposition or your competition, and why they must choose you. Already at this point in the presentation, they're comfortable, they're happy, they've seen what they think. You've used marketing triggers, you've answered questions, who you are as a company, your longevity of a company, your understanding of the tourism environment that you operate in. You've shared your social impact. As a business, we're not just a business for profit, but we're also a business with heart. That community involvement is important. You've shown all these things, so you've really captured and pulled your audience in. And then you kind of conclude with the 5 or 10 reasons why they should operate. And then if you have any technology, so if you're using TripClip or you're using Where2 or you're using AI, I'm going to share that too, to say, well, as a business, we also, from a technology point of view, this is our reservations, this is what we're doing, this is where we're going forward. Share any technology tips you have with them. If it's app-based or whatever you're using, show them how you can make a seamless, basically whatever their booking process is, it's easy and seamless. Now you may have a very simple system. Share the system with them going through. And then always end off with, from a video, from an itinerary, when we do a quotation, this is how the look of the itinerary, You'll get the detail. As you can see here, we build in a trip clip. So the cool thing with this is that when they open their document, they can push the button and I'll share it with you. So yeah, we've typically shown them that when you get this quotation, we'll have the detail, the dates, we'll have the product, we'll have images of the product, description of the product, and of course, the price in it. People want to see the collateral. So they want to see, how's the collateral? Can we understand everything about the business? But what is the marketing or the quotation confirmation collateral you look at? And like I said, then you can actually do that. I know we, I think Andre Halper and Tatya, maybe a session we maybe need to look at later is looking at platforms like Where2, TripClip. These are things that are platforms that you can use for free within your environment. It adds such value to your documentation, and it really sells it. In this particular documentation, it's an itinerary, and what we do there, we have a 1-minute clip, and I'll display 20 seconds of it. So when the customer opens up, they see this documentation is all in writing, but they can also get to see a video on what they're actually doing, and it just enhances the marketing and the sale going through. So I'll just show you this one quickly as an example.
Hi, Craig. Not so sure if you wanted to share with sound because there's no sound. Can you hear me, Craig?
Hi, Craig.
Yes.
Sorry, Helper was saying that you're sharing it with sound because we can't get any.
Is it not coming
Is it-
through?
Yeah, no, our
Okay,
side.
all right. I'll share it with the guys later in that. Sorry, maybe the clips aren't come through. But the point what I was trying to make there is that in the document, share these little videos, 60-second videos. They're very powerful marketing tools. And maybe that's something we must create is just do a trip clip, a separate presentation on trip clip going forward. I don't know. Let me just see quickly. Maybe I need to stop sharing. Let's do this again. Let's do this quickly because it is a really great little video. It just shows how beautiful our country, what we're selling. You know what? I didn't push share sound. Let's do this. Let's try this now. Technology, honestly. It either works for you or it doesn't. Back. Okay. Let's try this now. Is it on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
Better.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so I think, yeah, there was just a sample of what you can share as part of your marketing. And it doesn't just start when you actually meet the customer, do the whole thing, but that even comes to your documentation, your presentation, what you're putting out there. And that was a simple thing of a company who puts quotations with a little 60-second, 90-second video to the guest, or sorry, to our customer, who then shares it with the guest, just to enhance that selling or that marketing element going forward. So I've just shared with you just a few little fundamental tips going through. I think the key thing, like I said, I've been doing this for, Miranda asked me how long I've been almost 30 years in tourism, but probably traveling around the world, pushing, promoting businesses for the last almost 25, 26 years. And so these slides I've put together is really slides that have worked with me, particularly in my environment and work going forward. And it's helped a lot of companies going forward. But really focusing in the tourism environment, what companies are looking for when you're pushing and marketing your business. Like I said, that was very, very B2B focused. Business consumer, totally different. So business consumer, you still use fundamental principles, high quality photographs, little videos, all that stuff, but that you use on social media platforms, websites, word of mouth, direct, going through. That is really just what we call human to human, pushing through. The B2B environment where most of us operate, working with the local operators, travel agencies, or international travel agencies, that's kind of the marketing route to follow. And like I say, it works. It's been working for most businesses for the last 30 years, particularly in South Africa. So just wanted to share with you. So what I'm going to do now, help is just open up to questions. I will share the slides with Miranda, Help, Andre, and Tatya, and they can share it with you. But I think we can just open up to questions. I'm sure you've had enough of my voice.
Thanks so much, Craig. This was very, very good. And you know what I liked is that the practical element that you brought to it, you know, leveraging your experience of 30 years plus, so which is quite a good thing. So I like the practical element that you shared with the team. And I only saw Jennifer say this is so inspiring, responding to the trip clip video. I don't know if there are any questions from the audience, because there's no question in the chat at the moment.
Oh, okay, wasn't that bad?
No, it was good.
Yeah, no, help out. I think for me it was, you know, one can come and do a presentation and put very complicated or weird and wonderful stuff. I'm sharing you as
Sipo has a question, sorry, Craig. Let's give Sipo.
As a good salesman, I'm sharing with you what we do on the ground, selling and marketing our businesses. And you know, these are tips people can use. But yeah, let's go to Sipo.
Sipo.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Sipo.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing, Craig. It's so wonderful. The information is useful. Thank you very much on that one. I just have a question. The question is, there's a business to business and a business to customer. So a business to business, it has almost about 3 to 4 stages of selling. And then the business to customer, it has just from the business itself to a consumer. So
Correct.
now when I'm selling the product, let's say I'm selling a bread, you know, how do I price it, you know? In terms that now it will go to the second man, third man, and the fourth man, and then it goes finally to the consumer, you know? And then the one that goes straight to the consumer. So how do I price in between these two strategies of business to business and the business to customer?
Super interesting question, and I love you came on a couple of weeks ago. So you're the bread man, the man who makes all the bread in the bakery, correct?
Yes, yes.
So in your environment, yours is an interesting environment. So in your environment, you own a bakery, you make bread. So what, you know, and now I hope you do this, is that you marketing and you advertising your business both to the consumer, the man in the street who's walking in buying your bread. But I would also hope that you also go into corporate companies and you're selling to corporate companies. So selling your product, your bread, your bakery, whatever you're making, fundamentally, you also should approach corporate companies and say, can we supply you with bread, cakes, sweets, whatever you're making? Remember, you're always going to have that walk-in traffic, so that you're always going to have people coming off the street into your bakery, so that really your business to consumer channel is really looked after. However, it doesn't stop there. You should do Instagram, Facebook, keep on putting out the new breads, new styles, new flavors, sourdough bread on special. We've got a weekend special, Easter special, and that you keep on feeding your social media. And so that becomes word of mouth, and that builds. And from that, you'll get the foot traffic coming in. On your B2B side, you're a business. You need to talk to other businesses. Can we do your catering for you? Can we bring the bread for you? So that's a channel that you can only do, knocking on those doors. And I would think where you're selling your bread, there must be a lot of corporate companies around. And this is where you can really, I don't know much about your business, but you can expand your business, maybe to a point where you get yourself a vehicle that loads bread that takes it to shops. Call the shops the retailers. So you start playing the wholesaler road. So you're both a wholesaler selling to maybe local shops, to corporates, and then you've got the B2C side selling to the direct consumers. From a pricing point of view, it becomes quite tricky because you don't want to have different pricing. So in tourism, it's quite simple. If we're selling to consumers directly, we sell the bread for 10 Rand. If I'm selling my bread to a business, I'm still selling for 10 Rand. You don't want to pay the price. But the only difference is I give the corporate company an incentive. If you book 10 loaves of bread with me at 10 Rand, we'll give you a 5% to 10% discount because they're buying in volume. So wholesale base is always based on a volume driven. So if a corporate or a business is buying a lot of bread, you still keep your retail price. So your retail price must always be 10 Rand loaf of bread. So that guy coming in the shop pays 10 Rand, that corporate guy pays 10 Rand. The only incentive there that you give to him is based on volume, or you give him an override. Book 100, book 100 loaves of bread. If I give you 100 loaves of bread in the end of the year, we'd give you 2-3% back as part of a thank you, or as part of the marketing or whatever going through. I hope that helps you. But in your space, I definitely play the two. Play your direct consumers, use your social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, promote your bread. On the other side, I'd literally yourself physically seeing corporate companies trying to set up businesses with them. And hopefully, if that part of your business gets big, you then fundamentally would have a little bakery truck running around dropping bread at all corporate companies or at local shops. Does that help, Sipa?
Yes, it helps. It helps. I've got a follow-up question also.
Perfect.
Okay,
Pardon?
Sipo. Oh, no, I was saying go for it. Try to be quick. I've got 2 more questions for Craig. So just try to be
Okay.
brief. And, yeah.
No. The last question is that I know maybe it cannot be your department that much, Mr. Craig, but how do we set up a budget for these marketing strategies? Maybe it's for finance or it's for you. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's an old saying: how long is a piece of string? Marketing, you can spend 1 Rand or you can spend 1 million Rand. It all depends on what you're trying to achieve. If you're trying to sell your bread to the whole of South Africa, as an example, you're going to need a very big budget and a very big marketing budget to get your news out there through the channels and that stuff. If you're doing it in your local community, it might not cost you much. Remember, social media is for free. This is what people don't realize. If you look at TikTok, you look at Facebook, all the things, it's actually for free. All you need to do is sign up. And the only cost really comes to it is, of course, airtime, Wi-Fi, whatever, that's kind of the fundamental cost. When you're doing B2B, there's a little bit of spend you've got to do because, of course, you've now got to put a pamphlet together or a booklet or a flyer, or you've got to put a little presentation together. You physically got to drive or go to these corporate companies, set up meetings, promote it. You may do it through your website, and use your website as a platform to show them who you are and what your bakery does and what you can put it through. But, marketing doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. Years ago, marketing was very expensive. A lot of companies, it was very much the top end companies that would spend a lot of big marketing budget. And some companies do, because they've got the audience is far bigger reach. Today, particularly sitting in the tourism space, like I say, with social media, it's there. You just got to make sure that your platform your digital images, your messaging, your little videos are not more than 60 seconds. You know, just getting somebody, a friend who's very good at digital marketing to create these things. You know, maybe something on the bread being baked. Maybe the bread just coming out the oven with steam coming through with a little caption. You know, come grab it while it's hot. Put on the social media, you know, we've got an Easter special on hot cross buns. It's just firing that social media all the time to talk to the consumers outside your shop. And then, of course, B2B is really that one-on-one, signing up agreements with those corporate companies or local shops or local restaurants. You know, you must be sitting, if you sit where you are now and look probably in a 5-10 kilometer radius, how many restaurants or local shops, you know, or people who are selling food, there's your mark, there's your target audience. That's your B2B audience. That's what but you've literally got to go physically and see them. So it doesn't have to cost you anything. What's going to cost you is time and feet. Hitting the pavement, as they say, hitting the pavement, setting those meetings up and doing it. But really, in your case, I would really look at both channels because your product lends itself to that.
Thank you, Mr. Greg. Answered.
Perfect, Philippa. Thank you.
Thanks, Craig. And then there are 2 more questions on the chat. I don't know if you want me to read them out or did you check them out?
Let me have a look at it quickly. I could make your life difficult, help, and say, read it for me.
One by Travel Bag, it's a bit longer. And then one from Lebohan, it's shorter.
Okay.
But I can read if you want me to.
No, it's fine. Let me go through. I'm sure I'll find it. So Travel Bug, thank you, Craig. Personally, I thought LinkedIn was for job hunting. Is there a place or site we can visit for a crash course when it comes to pushing business on there? I also heard you saying visual sell a product, rolling will work, saying TikTok. So yeah, LinkedIn is it's interesting, LinkedIn. So if you take Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, it's all full of fun. You know, it's fun. People are posting things, all sorts of things, families, friends, you know, babies being born. I mean, it's just you're driven with traffic. And of course, people are looking at it. I will say, and I say this to my team, if you look at Facebook and you look at Instagram, always think anybody who's 40 years and above are on Facebook. And look, Andre's smiling. Anybody 40 years and below are on Instagram and TikTok. So there's a shift in the market where older people or more mature people are using Facebook because the content seems to be more suitable for their palate, where the younger generation are hitting Instagram, hitting TikTok. So there again, your marketing strategy, am I trying to approach the mature direct consumers as an example? Therefore, Facebook is where I should go. Am I trying to get the young and funky? Then Instagram, TikTok's the way to go. LinkedIn is I won't say strange platform. It's an interesting platform. It's a very mature platform. It was fundamentally built for business to business. So you promote your business. Yes, you can find jobs. They have a huge, LinkedIn really started off as a job hunting portal, but has become more than that. Besides the job hunting side or posting your jobs, which is really that big fundamental part of what LinkedIn is, it has become more than that. People are now starting to promote their businesses on LinkedIn. Corporate companies, PA, secretaries are starting to go into LinkedIn, look at companies that they can approach for services or products, and that's to take it from there. To be honest, if you're in a B2B environment, I would, of course, your website is fundamental. Push and drive your website. I would certainly put your products, your services on LinkedIn. Get the traffic on LinkedIn going through with your contact details and that should help. I hope that helps enough. Demystify the 3 different ones. So Facebook for the older folk, Instagram, TikTok for the younger ones, and then LinkedIn sits as really business to business, kind of very mature. LinkedIn audiences don't want to see baby borns or birthday parties or, you know, I knocked my toe on the step or the stoop or whatever. No, they want to see business. It's all about business. I hope that helps. Is that Travel Bug? Next question.
Next question is around the impact of being a member of an association.
Yeah, so the impact, I mean, there's great impact, you know, there again. So here again, if I'm a B2C business, associations are going to have no impact to me because at the end of the consumer in the street has no hasn't got the foggiest idea what a SATSA, IATA, a SATA is, to be quite honest. They're coming in, they're just looking. Remember, consumers, direct consumers, look at your product, your service, they look at your pricing based on word of mouth or what their friends and everybody said. They'll make the decision, they'll go with you. They don't really worry about what association you belong to, how your marketing collateral is. Those are things they're going to be sitting around going through. However, if you're playing in the B2B environment and you deal with local agencies, operators, government in a lot of tenders, you cannot do a tourism tender, if you're in tourist tender, if you're not a member of SATSA or a SATA, because it shows that credibility. So here again, depending on what business you're going through, if you're in the B2B environment, association port, and you don't have to belong to everyone. Look at the association best suits you. If you're in a tourism environment, to operate environment, then SATS is the way to go. If you're in a travel agency space and you work in travel agencies, a SATA is the way to go. If you're in ticketing, then of course IATA is the place to go. If you're just in accommodation, you've got a bed and breakfast net, then FDASA is the thing. So you've got to look at the association that aligns with what your business offering is and take it from there. I hope that helps. All right, I think this is another travel bug. We started off having low budget travelers in mind and pushed super affordable travel deals. We have now gained access to luxury deals, but those are not selling at all. How can we change that? Okay, so you must remember something about low budget. If you sell in low budget packages, you have to do huge volume because your margins are very small. And you would have to drive a lot of, and here again, depending on what channel you're planning. But low budget products are fine. It depends also the environment you're working in. But low budget usually means you've got to drive a lot of traffic, sell a lot of seats to make money. In the luxury environment, is a little bit different because in luxury environment, you can do one booking, and that one booking could be 20 low budget bookings. So you just got to see also where your business is, what you're promoting, what your audience is. Are you, if you're in the B2B environment or B2C, is your compass targeting towards the low end, middle end, or high end? And when you answer that question, then target all your efforts, your marketing efforts, everything into that space, and then try and push it from there. Luxury is a great thing. South Africa, there's a lot of luxury product. We're very fortunate in this country that the product that we do, particularly in tourism, we've got very high-end product, probably some of the best product in the world. But you've really got to know your product and sell it because the consumers who are going to buy it, or the operators that are dealing with you, also know their product. And one of the big fundamental mistakes people make is they don't understand their product, and they get consumers or businesses will ask them about the product and they can't sell it, and immediately puts them off, and they either go to another operator or in most cases go directly to the product and deal with the product directly. I hope that helps. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so the last question is, which board should arts and crafts affiliate with? Interesting question. Arts and crafts. I honestly, within the tourism environment, I would say SATSA, because SATSA is very diverse. SATSA can look after multiple things. There is probably an arts and crafts association, but that's obviously very specific to arts and crafts associations. Belong to that, because I think, that's important to belong to an arts and crafts association. When you're tapping into the tourism environment and you want to become part of the tourism environment, selling your product into the tourism environment or value chain, then I think SATS is probably the strongest platform, because it is an association that deals with a diverse, a multitude of disciplines, transfers, accommodations, adventure tourism, food tourism, and art and crafts. For me, it would fit there. Travel bug, thank you. Okay, cool. Helper, I can't see any more unless I've missed any.
Okay, it seems like we are covered, Craig, and also we are running out of time. So
Oh, 2 more minutes.
now.
Okay, all right, perfect.
Yeah.
So from my side, Helper, thank you very much and everything. If people can take anything from away today, ask yourself the question, do I sit in a B2B environment or do I sit in a B2C environment? And those two directions will really put you on the right path. Don't go and put money and effort in and you sit in the wrong channel. Make sure you sit in the right channel and play that channel and spend it from there.
Okay. Sure. I see that there's some additional questions, but I'm not sure that some people have requested that. I think they've got some meetings, but maybe do you want to attempt it? It's 11 P's of marketing.
Okay,
And then
is this
B2B.
from Malasatsi? If you have a product that is not in tourism and you want to B2B, do you still have to be a member of an association? For example, skin products. Yeah, that's interesting. So if you've got skin products, a product that is not in tourism and you want to do a B2B, do you still have to be a member of the association with skin products? Yeah, it's a tricky one there. I mean, a product is a product is a product. So, if I look at your business, I go, well, if you want to be part of tourism, absolutely part of tourism. We have something in tourism which is called hotels. Hotels have a lot of spas, saunas, that kind of stuff. Skin products are needed there. So my short answer is play the B2B channel, become a member of SATSA or FDASA. Probably SATSA is, like I say, far more broader, and get your skin products into those spas, into those hotels, because there is your market that you really want to you really want to get through. So I hope that answers the thing. But there again, look at your marketing strategy. If hotels is part of your sort of marketing penetration to approach to sell skin products to spas or X, Y, and Z, or have a kiosk or sell it there, then absolutely, align with this. But remember, not everything's association. So, if you've got a good product, a good brand, a good marketing, sometimes that sells it on its own. The association is just that credibility part. But sometimes you really got a really awesome product or service, it sells it by itself. Arts and crafts, also in attractions. There we go. Yeah, exactly.
That's a comment. Okay, cool. I think that leads me to thank you, Craig. And it seems that you have done such a great job, even from the cold weather of Oslo in Norway there.
Yeah, no, it's right. I'm in the next 5 minutes, I've now got to leave the hotel and then go outside. 4 or 5 degrees, and it's going to be interesting.
Oh,
I've got a
my
jacket.
goodness.
I've got a jacket, and as you can see, I've got another jacket. I've got to wear 2 jackets, and I'm still cold.
You're all the best, Craig. Just make sure you leave some cold that side. Don't bring any this side.
Okay. But excellent. Anyone, thank you very much, helpers, Sigma guys, and to everybody. It's always wonderful joining you in these sessions, and I hope you've learned from it. I will share the slides later with Helper, Tatya, Andre, and Miranda to distribute and send to you guys. And yeah, but anytime you had any questions, pop me an email. I'm on the WhatsApp, on your WhatsApp chats. Send me a WhatsApp. Let's chat and let's see if there's something you want us, or you want something to look at. Maybe it's to look at your marketing, or look at your slides, or listen, Craig. Maybe people you're saying this is our strategy. What do you think? I don't mind looking at it, giving some tips and ideas to take it from there.
Right.
Thanks, Alpa. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much, Craig.
Thanks,
Much
Craig.
appreciated. And goodbye, everybody. Have a
Cheers,
great day further.
Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Okay,
Goodbye.
bye.